Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are playing Chapter 6, Ninja Gaiden 2 Master Ninja Difficulty. Okay, this chapter has got a pretty tough mini-boss fight, and the Wolf is not too bad, but I hate his charge move, and you'll know why later, but yeah, I'm doing pretty good on items and yellow essence. Now, when you get up to the top of this, get on the roof and run all the way around where you'll find like a hole, and there's a chest there, and it contains a talisman of rebirth. And it's a dynamic chest, so if you have a talisman of rebirth, then it'll give you 50,000 in yellow essence. Okay. I equipped the, well, I think I still have my lunar staff, and it works really good with just like the Y attack. Of course, I think I was pushing XXY, but you want to just keep pushing the Y button several times, and it worked pretty good. Yeah, and I noticed that in the last chapter when I was fighting the water dragon, like, for some reason I used way too many healing items than what I should have, because like I guess I was just kind of in a panic, and I accidentally like used, I think it was the grains, like too many times, and I was like, oh man, why did I do that for? But luckily I still had enough money to buy everything back. And I don't upgrade any more weapons. I probably won't upgrade any more weapons until Chapter 7. I'll probably upgrade the Eclipse Scythe and the Tonfas, definitely. Because you get the Tonfa weapon in Chapter 7. It's absolute ninja shredder. The ghost fish are definitely a lot easier than what they were in like Ninja Gaiden 1 Black. This chest is a dynamic chest. It contains an herb, but it, you know, like if you've got it enough, like I previously said, then it'll give you the yellow essence, which I think is 5,000. Now in that fight, you can fight them normally if you want, or you can just jump back over and keep the camera away from them where you can't see them, and then you can just take and kill them with your arrows, which makes it a lot easier. You know, it's definitely a lot safer. I wasn't quite sure how many were left over there, so I kind of panned the camera over where they were at, and as you noticed, they started shooting projectiles at me. I love that jumping Azuna drop. Now I thought that would kill him, but it didn't. That chest back there contains red essence, and I think I completely forget about it, and I don't even go back to it. But since I was already full, you know, on my Nimpo gauge, I just didn't bother with it. So there's the Y attack I was talking about in the beginning of the chapter. You don't want to spam the Y button too many times because he'll finish the combo out, but if you just kind of time it right and push Y, then wait a second and then push Y again, then he'll do that move. And I'm not sure what that was. I think it may have been a devil mushroom. You definitely want to be careful on these platforms because it is easy to jump off. Like, I was actually surprised I was able to do that. You'll have some more red water demons. Thinking about it now, I probably should have just went ahead and saved it, even though I've got I had full health. You know, these fights can get away from me like really quick, and I'm not an advanced player to where, you know, I can feel comfortable that I can go through and just you know, do these fights and then go back and use the save statue to heal. So, you know, I probably should have done that, and like I did die a lot in this chapter because of that. You know, the fact that I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I got full health, so I'm just going to go take on these group of enemies, and then I'll come back and, you know, I can restore my health, and then I would end up just getting destroyed by those one-hit kills and grabs and all that other stuff, because these guys they can kill you in one hit with their tail whip. But luckily I managed to make it see there. Like, I was almost one more hit and I would have been gone. No, I would have had to done that all over again. There's another Jewel of Demon Seal. I think I fully upgraded my wind blades because I definitely wanted to make sure that those were upgraded to the max for chapter 11. Basically, whenever I play this game, like, I don't think of it like the actual end game, like chapter 14. I'm always prepared for chapter 11 because it's so tough. That's why I still have all those Lives of 1,000 Gods and the Spirit of the Devils, and I think I also have enough of the Life of the Gods to upgrade my health too. So I actually got 4. And now we are approaching the mini boss or the sub boss, however you want to say it. What you want to do here is you want to kill all these bone scorpions. You might have to run around to get them to spawn, but what you do, I can't remember how many there are. There are quite a few though. And it's best to get them like on flat ground, because sometimes your ET or UT doesn't want to hit them when you're up on the hill. And what I always try to do is I try to just do the regular UT with the lunar staff because of the ending blow. I did use a talisman on this boss that's coming up because he's really tough. Like, it's I haven't really figured out any strategies for him. A lot of people said that you could use that Karsagama weapon, but I'm not very good with it, so I chose not to upgrade it. Maybe if I ever, you know, play it again, I might try it, but I'm not. I'm not going to be dealing with it anytime soon. After I got done with this chapter, I'm like, you know what? This chapter was actually a little harder than what, you know, I remember it to be. It's mainly to do with the mini bosses, or like the mini boss, and then Wolf. Because Wolf's got like this charge move, and you have to time it just right, otherwise, you know, it's an instant death, no matter how much health you have. And I know I've restarted that fight like so many times. Yeah, you definitely want to be careful with these bone scorpions. They're small and they're stupid, but if you let your guard down, they'll get you. Like, they'll chip away your health like really quick. Okay, I think that was the last one, and just kind of scanning the area, make sure there wasn't any sneaking up on me. So, to get the fight started, you just try to go back to the door. And gotta fight the drunken skeleton. That's what he's... I don't know the official name, but that's what everybody calls him, is the drunken skeleton, because he... Yeah, he's a pain in the butt. I used, I think, just about everything I had just to kill him, even my talisman. And like, if you do a New Game Plus, the Piercing Void info works really good. You just gotta aim it right for his that glowing orb in his chest. But yeah, he just kept grabbing me. I didn't really know what to do. What I was doing while I was hitting the it was jump and then XY, I think. Now, if you can get him down right there and just keep hitting him in the head, that's one of the weak spots. And I lucked out and stunned him twice. And then, of course, you got the bone scorpions you have to watch out for. Usually I was using the Nympho, like the Inferno, I was using them to take out those bone scorpions as much as I could. So he eventually died. It took me a few tries, but I managed it. Now, you don't have to worry about fall damage if you want to fall off, so there's no fall damage in the game. You'll have these red water demons. You just want to spawn the fight and then jump back over to safety and just do the same thing that we did earlier in the chapter. And that chest can contain yellow essence or bats. Another fight with these guys. Do the same strategy, just run over and keep the camera away from them. Then you'll have some bone scorpions to deal with, and I'm not sure if they quit spawning, but whenever I was playing it, and one of the times that I died, I would sit there and wait for them to come out, and sometimes they would get stuck, and then I was trying to just to kill all of them out and then go through it, but they just kept spawning. Every time I would run out of that little tunnel. That chest can contain bats too, or yellow essence, so I don't know what the deal is with them, but I do know that if you had dropped down to the bottom, if you like wants to fall off the edge or anything, then it'll spawn these bone scorpions again. So if you want to farm for essence, then you can do that way. Luckily, the red water demons don't respawn though. Once they're dead, so. Yeah, and it's really dangerous in this area, in that tunnel. You want to be careful with those guys. You know, this jump is kind of crap. What I always do is I use the dragon sword and do like a flying swallow over to that ledge, because that is a huge jump, and couldn't tell you how many times when I first started playing the game that I missed that jump. I would get so aggravated. They fixed that part in Sigma 2, which is the PlayStation 3 version of the game. They put a bridge there. So, yeah, that was I thought that was pretty cool of them to do that. Yeah, many people ask me, like, what's the difference between the 360 version, the PS3 version, and the PS3 version has 3 playable characters, mainly the female characters, and I think there's some added cutscenes. There's a new weapon Emma's finding, and like the difficulty in Master Ninja, I would say is probably they're almost close. I mean, the PlayStation 3 version doesn't have as many enemies to fight, but they make up for it in like their attack power. Because I mean, like, the enemies can do more one-hit kills than they can on this one, or on the 360. But like the 360 version has a lot more enemies, so I would say they're probably about the same as far as difficulty goes on Master Ninja. Yeah, I chose not to buy another talisman because, I mean, they're 50,000. I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. So, whenever you get that chest up on top, then when you try to go back down the steps, then you'll have a cutscene. And you'll have 2 lichens that will rush you. Well, I forgot to mention whenever I was talking earlier about the you saw me like hit that guillotine. Yeah, that can contain a crystal skull, and if you already got a crystal skull, it'll be a spiritual herb. Yeah, and I made a cut there, but there is 2 lichens that will come up them steps on you. I don't know what happened to the footage where I actually fought them, but you know, there's 2 of them that'll come down them steps, or come up the steps on you. Now, if you're lucky, you can kill all those lichens in the doorway there. I've done it before. It's just about timing. And as soon as you go up the steps there, you'll have those red water demons. They're plentiful in this chapter, even though there's no water. But just the same strategies apply with these guys. Just try to charge ETs and UTs up to kill them. You can do the jumping Azuna drop with the lunar staff. It works pretty good, but it takes 2 Azuna drops to kill one. This next fight coming up, it's kind of boring, and I apologize for that, but I'll show you a real easy way of dealing with it. Okay, when it first starts, then you'll have these water demons. These are the weaker versions. They can still kill you with one hit with the tail whip though, but they have less HP. You know, once you deal with the first group, then you'll kill one of these flying demons, and as soon as you kill one, then that will spawn one of the weak water demons. And you just keep repeating that process. Just kill one, and then be prepared to fight one of the water demons. And if you stay by that cannon, which I'm in front of it now, but you want to be behind it, and it'll usually block the fireballs that's coming down. I can't believe that didn't kill him. I know this part's boring, and I was going to have sped it up, but I didn't. I killed 2 of those, so you'll see 2 of these water demons will come down. Now, if you notice, there was 2 of them that came down, even though I only killed 1 flying demon. Whenever you see that happen, that means that they're done spawning. So you can let your caution down with those and just kill the flying demons. I got a lucky shot there. I wasn't even expecting that at all. Yeah, as soon as you start going over here to this area, there will be some more water demons spawn right behind you, so. and the Test of Valor is right behind me. I didn't even bother attempting it because it's like the hardest Test of Valor in the game. Like it's brutal. So I was like, I'm not dealing with that. Yeah, it kind of sucks too because I think the reward is another lives of 1,000 gods, but you know, if I did that one, then I would probably end up using, well, I know I'd end up using like everything that I've got, you know, even all of my lives of 1,000 gods that I've got saved up, and you know, I don't want to waste 3 and gain 1. You know, I just don't think that would be cool. But you know, your life gauge would be a lot bigger, but still yet, you know, I need those healing items. Now, if you do fall down by accident, then there's a ladder. I think it's right behind me, and you can get back up there. I have more red water demons. Those guys are just, they're all over the place. Yeah, there's not really much to say about this fight. You know, it's the same as all the other ones that you encounter with these guys, just do the same strategies. The last one's dead. You can open up that chest to get the bronze key. That'll open up the door on the outside. There is a dead ninja to the right. I think he just has like a notebook or something like that. As soon as you drop down, you'll deal with 2 lock-ins. You have to be careful too, because sometimes that one will pounce on you, and I'm pretty sure that one's an instant death. Now you can use this like a counter to your advantage to try to charge an E tier or U tier. They can jump on the countertop too, so. Kind of looking around because I thought maybe there might have been a crystal skull, because I'm still missing one, but I'm not exactly sure where it would be at. The only thing I can figure, it might be in chapter 11. Because the crystal skulls, they go by, you know, like your difficult, or, well, I guess what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter what difficulty setting that you played on, they're all saved, even if you start a new game. It goes by like your system file instead of your individual save, so. If I'm not mistaken, I think the crystal skulls will give you like a discount in the shop the more you collect. I might be mistaken about that. I'll have to look that up. And I can't remember what the giant skull does. Once you collect all of them, then there'll be a giant skull in I think it's chapter 13 maybe. Yeah, these guys are dumb. They'll get stuck in between the chairs. So I was like, well, you know, I done really good on those fights and didn't take any damage, so I'm going to go back and save it. That's always a good habit to have, you know. Just try not to get in too big of a rush when you're playing. Just try to take each fight, you know, one at a time. Yeah, these guys are like really stupid. Like you can have enough time to charge an attack up for the most part. And I got stuck there for some reason. But yeah, those guys are like really dumb. Like, you know, their AI, I don't know who designed that, but if that would have been like any other enemy, you would have already been dead. So. Here's a really cool trick to do. As soon as you open the door, there's going to be red water demons coming after you. And you can take and run all the way back to like the main hall, and you can come over here to this area. And you will have to kill a few of them. I think there was like 4 of them that actually made it to me. I thought that was really cool with a flying swallow with the lunar staff. You have to basically jump off a wall in order for that to happen. But as you can see, these guys are kind of stuck in the wall. So you can just pick them off with the arrow UTs. I know it's kind of boring, but it's a safe way to do it. I thought that was all of them, then I saw that guy's tail, and I think he's the last one. But I think they can still hit you through that door, so just try to keep your distance. I go back and save it because I was like, wow, I done all these fights, no hurt. And I'm pretty sure after you pick up the key that's over here, then that save area will close, like the door to the save area will close. And I was thinking that there was a crystal skull in this location, but I wasn't sure. I thought maybe you could shoot down Wolf's picture, but there is a chest up here, and it contains an herb. But since I already had all of mine maxed out and I had full health, then it gave me the yellow essence. You might want to do that one a little earlier on. I just completely forgot about it, so, and I was lucky that I didn't take any damage. So I'm kind of taking it a little easy here because I know there's some ice ninjas spawn. Now as soon as you see them, take off and run back down the steps and come out the door here, and they get stuck right there in the corner. And it's like they kind of glitch out a little bit, and you can take and pick them off with arrows. Now the hit detection on them is, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like sometimes if you aim like directly at them, it won't hit them. So you kind of have to find I guess the right spot. Yeah, I died. See that? The edit. Yeah, like, I died quite often, you know, playing this game, so I mean, it's definitely not to showcase all of my skills, because, yeah, if that would have been the case, then I could have done this whole entire thing, you know, without dying, and that's really hard to do. I have seen videos on YouTube where people have done it, and I think there's one guy who's actually done it without taking any damage at all, which I think is very impressive. And you come over there to that bookshelf, and there is a crystal skull there, but if you already have it, then it'll give you an herb. And I probably should have went back and saved it, but for some reason I didn't. So I thought, I was like, well, you know, maybe I can take these guys out without too much effort. I wasn't thinking you, but I'm pretty sure that you have enough time to charge up a UT right there at the door. But I don't know, I was kind of distracted for some reason. I thought there was more water demons in this one, but I actually really got lucky on some of these fights because they could have went horribly wrong. So, you know, I guess I probably should have saved it, but I didn't. And then, you know, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. You know, if I've got full health, almost, I'm just gonna go ahead and save it because I don't want to have to fight none of this stuff again. You can drop down and you'll fight 2 lock-ins here. Or 3, I guess. You don't want to go up to the door right yet, because once you go to the door and interact with it, then you walk back down the steps, then we'll spawn fight with some more lock-ins. Now there's 2 chests here, and I got unlucky and got the ghost fish on all of them. Now I didn't try to do an E tier UT because I was having problems. I think it was in the last chapter about doing those, and for some reason the fish were still attacking me, and so I just went ahead and just, you know, killed them with regular Y attacks. I thought I was done, and that one snuck up on me. But I think the one to the right can contain a grain's spiritual life, and I think it can also contain yellow essence. And I think the other one, I think, is pretty much ghost fish. I'll stock back up. So I don't think you will get another shop after that, so just make sure that you got everything that you need, and I go back and save. I didn't speed this part up because it's not very long as far as like backtracking, so I just kind of left it in there. What I try to do is I try to go from left to right and hide behind the corner. And it should, you know, you should have enough time to get at least a UT charged up. Okay, as soon as you open the door, you'll have a little cutscene with Wolf. And he tells you to go to the Coliseum and all that good stuff. And you want to use his chair to your advantage too, where you can charge UTs up against these red lock-ins. These are the more aggressive version, so they will attack you a lot often than the other ones. I got really lucky there that he had hit the chair instead of me. Yeah, you don't want to stand too, like in one spot for too long, unless you're behind this chair, because they like to throw their projectiles with your body parts. And I wasn't connecting, you know, with the second charge for some reason. I think when they're doing like their pounce, like it gives them some iframes. That should have been the last one. So you go up to the front of the chair and interact with it, and that releases like a trap door. And when you drop down the trap door, you've got red water demons, and you're in kind of a really tight spot in a narrow tunnel, so it makes these guys a little difficult to kill. Yeah, they're spamming that tail attack. It makes it really tough. You want to heal yourself first before you open up the chest back here, because it contains an herb, but I had already used one, so and it's a dynamic chest. Okay, we're almost at the end of the chapters. There's still a few more fights, and then we'll take on the boss. Yeah, I must have cut that part out. But anyways, as soon as you come out of that door after you say, like, you'll fight some more red water demons, so, you know, it's basically the same thing. I must have got my video clips mixed up and cut that part out, but it's, you know, it's basically the same. Just red water demons you have to kill. I can't believe that didn't kill me. I was still amazed. So I figured, I was like, well, I'm gonna just bring them down here. It's a little safer. I think that was the last one. And this next fight is just really stupid. I mean, it was... The only thing I can figure, it was just designed to eat away your health before you actually fight the boss. And these guys are just a pain in the butt. I really don't have a good strategy for this. The only thing I can figure is you just keep jumping and shooting them. That's about the only thing I can tell you. Supposedly you can get one of the doorways and the projectiles will hit you less, but I don't know. I used way more healing items than I really wanted to on this fight. Just these guys, they just kept spawning. They're like really close to you, and their projectiles hurt really bad. Yeah, I was like, man, I don't want to have to keep using all these healing items on these idiots. But yeah, they were just pounding me hard. Yeah, I think that's the doorway you can stand in, but I wasn't connecting with any of them, so... You want to make sure too that you stock up on arrows after the end of the fight, because you'll need them at the beginning of chapter 7. Okay, now this boss fight. He's not too difficult, but he has that charge move, and he does it like most of the time. He does it like whenever you start the match, like that one right there. What I always do is I charge a UT up, and it works with them pretty good, like the 360 UT. And most of the time he'll kind of, like he's going to roar one time, and then he'll do it the second time. If he does it the second time, that means he's going to start charging after you. And sometimes he'll just do it one time and he'll start charging after you. So you gotta make sure you keep your distance from him to get at least an ET or UT in. See, he only did it one time on that one, and I was only able to, well, I think I did get a UT on that, but for the most part you can only get like an ET. I have found out too that when he is charging at you at the beginning, of the fight, instead of trying to dash, jump to the left, you can like jump kind of backwards and to the left a little bit, and for the most part you'll get away from him. But that charge is like a one-hit kill. And this method's pretty safe. You just keep doing it. Killed him pretty good. Did no hurt run, but the fight's not, or the chapter's not over with. After you kill him, then you have a wave of lichens, because I guess they're probably ticked because you killed their master, and you automatically equip the Eclipse Scythe. So, and I really love that weapon because it does wonders for crowd control. But there's not really much else to say about this chapter. It's pretty difficult, mainly due with the mini boss, and of course Wolf, because sometimes he's like his attack patterns are different and it makes it difficult. And these guys too, you gotta watch about their projectiles and everything, because if you die here, you have to fight Wolf back over again. You don't get a checkpoint. So if you have to use healing items, then go ahead. But I think you kill like a certain amount. I'm not sure. And then there'll be a cutscene that'll be the end of the chapter. It may be time based too. I'm not exactly sure. I need to do a little bit more research on that. But should be drawing to a close. Chapter 7. It's not too difficult. You don't really have too many like big regular enemies, I guess you could say, besides some of the mech soldiers and stuff. So, but that is the end of the chapter. If you see that cutscene, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you in chapter 7.